You're an inspiration to all Asians here. You put masculinity back for Asians.
I wish we had a camera on Mel at the moment. Last of the Mohicans.
Oh, God.
If you could choose anyone to deliver your ration packs to the door, who would it be?
Oh, wow. I don't know. Is this like a wish, or somebody real?
Up to you. Could be anyone.
Oh, well, I don't know. Santa Claus? He's got a big sack.
I've had a coconut worm in a cocktail.
Oh.
As you do. Yeah, it's pretty good. Coconutty, not too bad.
Yeah.
It was dead.
Does it wiggle? Does it wiggle?
No, it gets blowtorched. Hello and welcome to the Bureau Podcast. I'm Matt Cowan, the Bureau Chief and your host. What another intriguing week it's been here in Ho Chi Minh City, quite possibly the quietest city in the world at the moment. Yes, I did just say that. Thank you for joining me as I unpack some of what's been happening in Ho Chi Minh City with my co-hosts in another gritty episode of Vietnam's award-winning podcast. Joining me as usual, in fact, she doesn't have much choice in the matter. God bless her and God bless the Philippines and God bless chicken pork adobo too. It's the Bureau's content manager, Melanie Kasul. Mabuhay, Mel.
Hi. Hello. Oh my gosh, it is so quiet. Sometimes I feel like I don't want to talk because it's going to shatter the silence.
I think I just came up with a new Instagram handle for you.
What?
At Mabuhay Mel. So what would be the content, Mel? The weather?
No.
You know, it hailed somewhere in Ho Chi Minh City this week. That just about sums up the kind of year we've been having. Usually, you'd expect to see ice on the streets of Pham Nhu Lao not falling from the skies above it.
Oh, well,
Not that I'd know.
there you go. Things are changing. Climate is changing. So what can you
changing.
do?
Yes. Yep. And on the line, still bunkered down in the epicenter of Ho Chi Minh City's COVID crisis in District 1 in an apartment somewhere, weighing in at probably 70 kilograms.
Lost a lot of weight during quarantine.
In the boxer shorts and wife beater singlet, Andrew Tran. How are you, Andy?
What up? Good to be here, locked in, safe.
Hey,
You guys are safe as well.
good to hear. Hey, when you were boxing, what weight division were you in?
I was in what's called the junior welterweight division, which was in the amateur ranks at 64 kilos, but in the pro ranks at 63 and a half kilos.
All right,
So
I was nearly there when I said
Weight
70.
class.
Yeah, okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what were some of the crazy things you did when, in order to make sure you were weighed in at the correct weight?
Try not to eat too much.
Wow.
Reduce my carbs. So seriously speaking, reduce my carbs.
Yep.
Eat a lot of vegetables. Run, obviously. You do all your workouts and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Rest is the big one. And then the day before, you do this, or the week leading into it, you start doing this water weight type of, so a lot of pros do it. So essentially you load up on the amount of water you drink at the start of the week, and then you gradually taper down. And what happens is your body, it tricks your body to basically urinate a lot of the water out, and that's how you dry yourself out.
Interesting.
It can't be healthy, can it? Is it?
No.
No.
It's not.
Now, Andy, you've had a big week on the socials. I noticed you were a special guest on PD Magic's show last Friday night.
Wow.
Yeah, it looks like they run a pretty slick show.
But it's a little bit late, though.
Well, that's the name of it, isn't it?
It's a late shift.
Yeah.
It's a late shift. It's a lot of fun. And that happens every Friday night. But right now they've just kind of started this daily stream called Orange Stream.
Yeah, right. I saw that. Yeah, it looks fun. Looks really fun. Yeah.
Aren't you glad you're part of it?
Yeah. I think,
But, it's not like the Bureau podcast. I enjoy getting harassed by you two. So.
yeah, I think that's what we were getting at.
Yeah.
Which one's better? And also, your old mate emphasis on the old, had his big fight over the weekend. Of course, I'm talking about Congressman Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah, he lost though.
Yes.
Yeah. Is that his swan
You know
song?
what? I think so. I think so. I mean, he took that fight late. I mean, he was training for one fighter, different style altogether, and then had to switch it up because otherwise he would lose that date and the whole card would absolutely be ruined. So he took that fight. He took a risk. Yordanis Ugandas. Yordanis Ugandas, and he is the current kind of world champion in like one of the alphabet world champions. And you know, he's a live dog. He everyone was like, betting favorite was obviously Manny Pacquiao because no one had heard of Uganda.
Yeah, but he's really young.
I mean, I had heard of it.
Yeah.
No, he's not. He's like 35. He's not that young.
He's an old guy.
But he's from Cuba. He's from Cuba, but he can actually fight, and he's got that pedigree behind him, so that's why.
So Mel, is Pac-Man still a congressman?
Look, I stopped following Philippine politics a long time ago, and I think he still is, but I don't, I think election year is next year.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Andy, let's say you ran into Pac-Man on the street. Would he recognize you?
Hell no. We all look alike.
So what would you say to him then? Damn, I was hoping you'd say yes.
No, we all look that. What would I say to him? I'll be like, you're an inspiration to all Asians here. You put masculinity back for Asians.
I wish we had a camera on Mel at the moment. Last of the Mohicans.
Oh, God.
A real Asian dude. Hey, a lot of Gen Z, all these Gen Zs are all thinking about Crazy Rich Asians, the supple, sophisticated.
The movie.
People don't understand, man. It's a movie, but what's real is like Joy Luck Club. If anybody is old enough to know
that's right.
The book,
the book and the movie.
Became a movie. Yeah. That is what real immigration is like. That's grit. And,
I came to America with the swan feather. Ends my hopes and my dreams. I don't know if that's the exact line.
Is that what you'd say to Manny?
No.
What would you say, Mel?
Look, I'm, what do you call this? I'm not a big fan, all right? As a sportsman, when he first started out, yes, I'm a fan. But lately, especially with the way he is on Twitter and social media, and, I have a lot of LGBTQ plus friends, and I just don't agree with his stance on same-sex marriage. I think that love is love, and unfortunately, he's taking the whole Christian thing too far. I mean, I'm a Christian as well, but yeah, we just don't see eye to eye on that level.
You probably would. You're about the same height.
I'm actually a Protestant. I'm don't really sure what kind of Christian religion he is, but it's not the religion where God is an all-loving God.
Okay, so before we finally move on, now I'm asking Andy these questions because Andy has actually met the man. Now, what's one thing that struck you about him that the average punter wouldn't know about him?
The funny thing is he's got massive calves. Like,
okay.
For a small dude, but for a small dude, he has massive calves. And anyone who knows boxing knows, like, your power distribution obviously comes through the hips, but then how you push off is through your calves. And oh my God, they're like basketball size. Like, they're huge for a small guy.
Okay, well, that's the show for today. Andy's previous life as a boxer and official. Nah, just kidding. On the real show today, we have our usual COVID-19 updates with reports from Andy and Mel. We chat briefly about expats divided here in Vietnam over vaccinations. Mel froths over the Vietnam Army boys who've been sending temperatures soaring and hearts fluttering on social media this week. We take a look back at the big-name celebs that have visited Vietnam in the past as the US Vice President wraps up her visit to Hanoi. And burgers. Yes. What unusual ingredient would you like to see in a burger in Vietnam? All that and more, so stick around. You know you're not going anywhere. As I alluded in the intro, guys, it's been a big week in Ho Chi Minh City with COVID-19. Last week on the show, I mentioned some late news that the government was about to send in the military to help with the enforcement of a 24/7 curfew.
Well, they're here.
And the delivery of essential supplies to householders throughout our city, of which there are believed to be around 13 million people. That's a lot of mouths to feed and a lot of tiger to deliver. I think after this, everyone's going to appreciate their delivery driver just that little bit more, and Aussies might even give them a tip.
Wow, really? That's a first.
We're a generous bunch, aren't we?
Yeah. Now, I just want to provide a snapshot for our listeners. As of yesterday at about this time, according to VN Express, there have now been about 380,000 local cases reported in this wave.
Wow. Is this the new Delta strain or is it the old one still?
Oh, that's a good question. But I mean the wave that we're going through at the moment. So I think it includes that one.
All right.
To put that into perspective, I think we reported this time last week that we were about to clock 300,000 cases. So this week, 380,000. So as we speak, our current caseload may have reached 400,000 already.
That's crazy.
With Ho Chi Minh City recording the majority with approximately 190,000 cases. Meanwhile, our current 7-day average is a tick over 11,000 new cases daily. In fact, on Wednesday, over 12,000 new cases had been reported on that day alone. So clearly there's still a long way to go yet. As of last Monday, Ho Chi Minh City has been under, for all intents and purposes, according to some commentators, martial law.
Come on.
Now-
Look, I've lived through the 70s.
Okay.
That is not martial law.
Whoa.
I am a martial law baby. You know, when Marcos was declared martial law in the Philippines, and I was, part of that, 70s, 80s. This is not martial law at all. Sorry.
Yeah, well, I was about to say that, that I'm loath to say it because it feels like it gives the wrong impression.
Yep.
Because
Very
we
wrong.
know that the reason for deploying the military to Ho Chi Minh City, in our case, is to maintain checkpoints, to prevent the movement of people, and to manage the delivery of essential supplies, as I've just mentioned. Also, it's important to note that the forces include more than 2,000 medics and scores of military doctors. So it's not like the tanks have rolled into town and the soldiers have shoot-to-kill orders.
Hey, if you go to the Philippines, you go to a Jollibee, you go to a SM Super Mall, the security guards have like rifles.
I know.
It's like everyday occurrence. So
It's pretty confronting, isn't it?
Yeah, so for me, obviously I am not like surprised or it doesn't make me feel nervous, right? I mean, how about you guys in Australia? Andy, do your security guys carry like heavy machinery at the mall or something?
No.
Yeah, but we don't have security like that. It's only the police and like armor guard security guys who.
Oh yeah, security guards.
Yeah. But
I
tell you what though, with these soldiers in town, I wouldn't mind borrowing some for the afternoon to clean out some of those expat Facebook groups. I don't know if I was allowed to say that.
It's okay. You already, unsubscribed to them.
I'm kind of purging.
Yeah.
But in all seriousness, I can understand the military presence might be taken out of context and seen as more than just giving the city a hand. After all, there are soldiers at checkpoints with automatic weapons slung over their shoulders, I believe.
Yeah, well, like I said,
Yep. So, Andy, how are you seeing things from where you're situated in District 1?
I ain't seeing anything. I'm in my house, locked up, just working away, but it's quiet. It's eerie. Like the only time I'm actually outside of my apartment is when I'm just upstairs and like in the balcony, and you can hear nothing. Realistically, the only thing you hear is sirens, but you just don't hear anything, and it's crazy. And I live in a really busy area where there's music thumping, people like just shouting out loud, honking.
It's so hard to imagine.
It's kind of scary.
Yeah.
And the photos that you're seeing online, right? Like just empty streets.
Yep. And how are you getting your food deliveries?
Or did you
I stocked up. I did.
Stocked up.
I did what the government aiming not to do, which is panic buy. And I joined that. I joined the round.
Yeah, I think everybody joined in there.
Yeah, guilty here.
You know, which is it's exactly opposite to what the government wanted people to do last week.
That's right.
You know.
Yeah.
Okay, and how about in District 7, Mel? How are things outside the city centre?
Well, you know, compared to District 1 and District 2, District 7 is, well, actually, no, like District 2, District 7 is like a bubble, right?
Okay.
So we're just here. We live in an apartment complex. I haven't been out either. But what's interesting, though, is that the real estate lady, so our landlord is not living in Ho Chi Minh. So we communicate through the real estate agent lady. And she actually has been sending me Facebook messages that say, hey, Mr. Veggie Man is going to be at gate number 2 at so-and-so at this time. Bring your own bags. And, you know, if you want eggs, bring a box for your eggs. And then, so there's this guy named Mr. Veggie Man who comes to... This is not like the main gate. This is like gate number 2 in one of the side corners.
Very clandestine.
Yeah, it's like in one of the side corners of our apartment complex. And so I get messages like this and I'm like, hey, do I go down? I mean, do I go in and buy something from Mr. Veggie Man? And it's like, this is like the second day I received a message from her. And I don't know. I mean, should I go down? It's like, I don't know. So there's a lot of these pop-up sellers, you know, like Mr. Veggie Man. And look, I know people have to make a living, but it's
it goes against what everyone's trying to achieve, really, isn't it?
It defeats the purpose of a lockdown. If a Mr. Veggie Man, you know, pops up like that and everybody goes down and we don't know if Mr. Veggieman has a vaccination already or where he's coming from. So it's all very scary. So if you get a text from your real estate agent that Mr. Veggie Man is there, treat it like, you know, the Wicker Man.
The boogeyman.
Treat him like the Wicker Man or the Boogeyman and don't go down.
Now, I've also noticed online that things have heated up among the remaining expat community here in regard to vaccinations. What I'm seeing playing out at the moment is something similar along the lines being drawn in Australia, for example. There appear to be 2 major camps. Now, jump in anytime, you guys. One consisting of people who are waiting for more data on the long-term effects of the vaccine, in addition to the perceived collusion between governments and big pharma. And the other consisting of people who are saying, let's just get on with it. It's a public health issue. Get vaccinated and let's get the show on the road. I've oversimplified things for brevity, but that's what I'm seeing. And I've got to say, I think both have valid points. I'm kind of sounding like I'm sitting on the fence again, which isn't good for the algorithm. I know. It's just that I see validity in both sides of the argument. And I agree that everyone should be able to say their piece, as we are here. But just to let the listeners know, I've had 1 dose of the vaccine so far and plan to follow up with the second when and if it becomes available.
Yeah.
I know, Andy, you've been quite vocal on this podcast about where you sit on this issue. Would you like to add anything as it relates to the expat community here in Ho Chi Minh City and their stance on vaccinations?
Get back, dude. Like, didn't Pfizer just get approved by FDA in America? So if you need government validation of some sort, it's been validated. FDA's been validated. You're ready to go. Just go do it. Get it done. And like, I know there are people who argue that, well, even if I do get it, I can still get COVID. It's like, no shit. But you're going to recover a lot quicker. Your chances of getting through that a lot higher. And there's a lot of other. So as much as there's like total or whatever like pieces written up about the anti-vax and how there's not enough proof to for its long-term effects, there's a mountain of evidence from peer-reviewed studies and whatnot that shows like that you're better off getting the vaccination or the vaccine than not getting the vaccine. And there's like clear proofs of those who catch COVID, those who recover quickly are those who already had the vaccine. And I don't know what else you want to say. Like, I get it. Your body, it's your right, it's all that kind of stuff. But you gotta do what's good for the community more so than yourself sometimes.
Right. Okay. Thanks. What about you, Mel?
Look, I'm looking at this from the perspective of a person who was born and lived half of her life in a developing country. And actually, I am still living in a developing country. Okay. So I'm coming from the point of view of a middle-class person who lives in a developing Southeast Asian country. And for me, this is not a matter of, again, it's the P word. Am I privileged enough to have a choice, So for us, we are actually, if you notice, a lot of the expat communities, Asians, are the first ones here in Vietnam to go for the vaccination.
Right.
Because we are coming from a perspective that it is, in our home country, there is a lot of sickness. There are a lot of diseases that may have already been eradicated or is not a threat in more developed countries, but in our country, we still have it. Right. There's still people who have tuberculosis in the Philippines, And so for me, I'm looking at it from that perspective. So personally, I want to get vaccinated and I encourage other people to do so because, it's in some countries, this is really a problem, Countries whose infrastructure and whose health, they don't have health insurance, they don't have the health infrastructure, the government can't provide assistance to, citizens, a great majority of the citizens. And this is an opportunity for them to make themselves and their community safe as well.
Yeah, I think it was a good point that you made about having choices and having options. I think, I've got one foot in both camps, meaning, I'm from Australia, but live in Vietnam. So I've got the experience of both countries. And I'm really seeing the difference between those countries that have it, that have, versus countries perhaps like the Philippines, the have-nots and the interesting positions that people are taking with it. Now, on a lighter note, guys, the arrival of the military in town hasn't entirely turned off everyone. In fact, members of both the straight and gay communities online have been salivating at the apparent hotness of our saviours in uniform.
Ooh la la!
I don't know how you're feeling about that, Andy. Social media steamed up earlier in the week when TikTok videos of the crack commando team Cobra Squad checking in at an airport, giving the impression they were heading to Ho Chi Minh City to fight the good fight, circulated online.
Yeah.
Great timing, as it had just been announced the military were coming to town.
All right. Yep. Couldn't wait. Just crawl through TikTok, Instagram Reels, Facebook. Yep. They were coming to town. It's like Christmas Christmas in September.
However, wait, Mel, all wasn't as it appeared, it seems. I hate to break it to you. Somehow, I don't think the Cobra Squad will be delivering your groceries to the door next week.
Oh, no.
I think your squad of hotness is a private fitness kind of boot camp mob. Looks like you'll just have to settle for the Bun Bowl squad if need be.
So it's a fake. They're not really military people.
I don't think so. I think they're like a boot camp.
They're gym instructors?
Yeah, like gym instructors that help companies get fit.
Okay.
Groups
and then
of people. And
they dance, they dress up like BTS and stuff
and
like that.
put makeup on and stuff like that. Are you there, Andy? Have we got you on the line still?
I think it's the wrong target audience.
He's like, What, you don't know about the Cobra Squad?
I sent you a link. I sent you a link, and
that's it?
Yeah.
He knows.
And then you asked me, "What is this, Mel?" And then that was it. I never heard from you again.
Anyway, I've got to say, though, the online cartoons and memes of soldiers going around delivering groceries are very cute. Have you seen those?
Yeah, very cute.
Yeah. Now, one question. If you could choose anyone to deliver your ration packs to the door, who would it be?
Oh, wow. I don't know. Is this like a wish, or somebody real?
Up to you. Could be anyone.
Oh, well, I don't know. Santa Claus? He's got a big sack full of goodies.
And
Yeah?
I've got a few more jokes. I've been
Plus, it's going to be September soon. And in the Philippines, Christmas starts in September.
Is it September?
Well, August, September, BER months. So, yeah, Santa would be good. Yep.
Andy?
I don't know. I don't really think of the military that way. I think of them as wholesome human beings. But, I don't have a weird connotation towards it. I mean,
different question.
If you could choose anyone to knock on your door and hand you over your groceries,
Yeah.
who would it be?
oh,
Yeah, like watermelon delivery, fruits.
Mr. Andrew, Mr. Andy.
Yeah, coconut delivery.
yeah. How about Miss Vietnam? How about that?
Oh.
Which year?
Which year?
Now, speaking of groceries, yesterday I received from a friendly neighbour the menu, if you will, our lockdown menu for what we can order through our local ward.
Oh, wow.
And presumably, if or when we order, delivered by a cute and cuddly cartoon character. I mean, soldier.
Wait a minute. So we got a menu?
My neighbour sent it to me.
How about you, Andy? Do you have a menu?
No, I have not received a menu or any notification from my landlord.
Oh, I hope it's not fake.
See, this is really strange because I also saw online, and my friend who lives in District 2, she was showing, the groceries that was delivered to her by the military. So I don't think it's like a uniform, how do you say, a tactical execution of this, of this plan, really, because it's kind of different.
Yeah, I don't
Every
know.
district. What does our menu have?
Isn't it dependent on which zone you're in? So if you're in a red zone, that's
We're in an orange zone.
Yeah, we're in an orange, so we
Yeah.
get delivered, but yeah.
well, I'm in a green.
Okay.
Anyway, on the menu, would you like to know?
Yeah, sure.
What's on the menu?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so there are 10 combos available. I won't go through them all, but they're ranging in price from $149,000 for combo 6,
Okay.
which has, wait for it, yams, gourd,
Ooh, I love gourd.
wakey pumpkin,
Is it for like breakfast? Okay.
bitter melon, spring onion. Oh, that's it.
Wait a minute. Gourd, bitter melon is a type of gourd.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
What's a gourd?
I think it's just a random one.
It's this big green vegetable that's like super big, bigger than an eggplant. So it's like,
And it's pimply,
elongated.
isn't it? Pimply
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah.
And-
No, the gourd is smooth.
Long.
The gourd has a smooth skin.
Oh, God.
Meanwhile, the bitter melon is the one it's like ribbed.
We should have had this conversation in last week's episode. Okay, so for 995,000 Vietnam dong.
$1 million.
So that's about almost $1 million. Yeah, that's about $50 US,
milli.
I think.
What?
A milli.
Okay.
For combo 7, it has chicken wings,
Okay.
headless bussa fish,
Oh,
thigh meat,
wow.
quail eggs, dalat lettuce.
Ooh,
I think that's bumped the price up.
yeah.
Cucumber,
Yep.
water spinach, cabbage, tomato, yams, green onions, and cilantro.
Wow, cilantro. Interesting. Headless. Wow.
Cilantro is basil, right?
No, it's cilantro.
Coriander.
Yeah. Coriander.
Coriander. Yeah, we usually call it coriander.
Yeah,
that's
so
right.
this 900K package bundle combo, it does have meat.
Yeah, chicken wings,
yeah,
fish,
so it is
thigh
more
meat.
expensive.
It says thigh meat, but I'm not sure from what thigh.
Or from what meat? I take it. I mean,
But I've got to add that other combos include cooking and household products.
okay.
But combo 2 in particular caught my eye. It offers 200 grams of live maggots.
What?
So I'm assuming that's a translation error.
Live maggots.
Yeah.
Is it like used as like a cleaning agent for, I don't know.
Maybe it's a brand.
Yeah.
Brand name. I don't know. The translation doesn't
Maggie.
seem-
Maybe it's Maggie. Maggie noodles?
I don't know, but it just says 200 grams of live maggots.
Maybe it's Maggie noodle.
Maybe it's
No?
coconut worms.
Oh, I don't know.
What do you do with coconut worms at home? Have you had a coconut worm, Andy?
Maybe that's for protein.
Nah.
Is that for
What
protein
about
or
you? Have you
calcium?
guys had it?
I've had a coconut worm in a cocktail,
Oh,
as you do. Yeah, it's pretty good. Coconutty, not too bad.
yeah.
It was dead.
Does it wiggle? Does it
No.
wiggle?
It gets blowtorched.
Oh,
It was pretty tasty. Anyway, it's got me wondering what the Aussie ration pack combos would be. Now, I've come up with some.
okay.
I'll give you guys a little bit of time to think about what you would put in your Aussie ration pack if you had the chance. One of them is the Dimmy combo.
Gimme combo.
So it would just have half a dozen steamed. It's basically what I feel like now.
Oh,
Half a
Dimmy.
dozen steamed dimmies, minimum chips and a Coke. That wouldn't last long. Neither would this, the 4 and 20 combo
Ooh, meat pie.
with 4 frozen pies, a small bag of peas and some tomato sauce. And for late at night, the deconstructed DIY kebab combo.
Wow.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good.
Dimmies are salty though. I don't like them.
I like them.
Is this like an Australian question? So Andy, you go next. Because I'm still trying to memorize the stuff for my Australian citizenship exam. I can't get through the national anthem yet.
There is the quiz to do as well.
I know.
Well, no one can get through the national anthem, Mel. I don't even know. I don't know the second verse. I don't know anyone in Australia. Oh, it would be the immigrants that would know the second verse.
I know. I'm a bad I'm a bad student.
Yeah.
How about you, Andy? What's in your Aussie pack? That
My
accent is
Aussie
really
pack.
bad too.
Well, Matt's Aussie pack is actually quite comprehensive, and I like it already. One thing that I would want to create is a non-perishable Aussie pack. So it will start off with Anzac biscuits.
Oh, yes.
Nice.
You also got to add in some Vegemite, obviously.
Oh,
Yeah.
very
And
rare
then-
at the moment.
Yeah. That doesn't expire,
Yeah.
does it?
Well, it just doesn't last long enough.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it doesn't long enough. Yeah, but with any Vegemite, you got to have a stick of butter. So butter comes with that
Yep.
ration pack straight up.
Yep.
And it's the Western style butter, by the way. It's none of it's not a margarine. It's not that
Yep.
butter,
Yeah.
salted.
Real.
Yeah, I would do the Aussie pies as well. Oh man, what else?
Are you getting homesick, Andy?
Oh, you know what? What are the biscuits? The biscuits with the
Tim
strawberry
Tams?
kind of jam. Oh, Tim Tams, yeah. But there's this other one. It's like with coconut flakes,
Oh, yes.
strawberry biscuit.
Yeah, what are they called?
It's from Arnott's. No?
I don't know.
Yeah,
who
it's
made
on
it.
it.
It's got a biscuit on the bottom, and then it's got like marshmallow,
Yeah.
raspberry
Yeah.
jam,
Strawberry something.
strawberry
right?
jam, is it?
Ah.
Marshmallow, and then
I don't
coconut
know. But anyway,
on top.
Oh, that's junk
any
food.
Aussie watching or listening will know that. Straight up. That'll be my thing. Oh, you got to have either sarsaparilla. Instead of Coke, you can choose
Oh,
sarsaparilla.
sarsaparilla.
Ah,
Yeah.
it's like a root
Wow.
beer. Is that like a root beer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep,
Yeah.
like a root beer. Or Aceto, like
Yeah, Passion. That used to be Passiona, right?
Passiona. Yeah. Or the creamy soda.
Well, I said this week has been an interesting week and a week of firsts, I might add, with the US Vice President popping into Hanoi for a quick visit. Yes, Kamala Harris is the first US VP to visit Vietnam ever.
You go, girl.
VP Harris was officially here to discuss the US's additional pledged COVID-19 vaccine doses, additional funding to support lower Mekong Delta climate change issues, the opening of the CDC, the US Center for Disease Control and Prevention.
In Hanoi. Wow.
Yeah, it's a Southeast Asia regional office to facilitate pandemic responses. She was here for talks on trade and investment, strategic partnerships. Any thoughts on that, guys?
Yeah, it's really cool. Well, obviously, she's the first U.S. vice president to come here, so that's a milestone. And on top of that, she's the first female U.S. vice president and the first Asian American vice president. So it's
a lot of firsts.
Yeah, it's a really good it's a really good event, and welcome.
Yeah. Well, of course, as is customary when a high-profile diplomat visits Vietnam, the serious conversations start to happen, which is what will they eat or have eaten while here?
That's so very Asian, right? Like when you have you eaten?
Yeah,
have you eaten?
That's right.
Hey, let's eat, you know?
Do you have that in Filipino? Do you have that greeting? You know, so in Vietnamese, it's generally, have you eaten?
Okay.
You know, that's one of the first things they'll ask.
Oh, well.
I think in China.
Oh, really?
Right. Okay.
Okay. Well, in the Philippines, you just, if you come for a call, if you visit somebody's house, the first thing they would say, do you want to cook?
Yeah.
So that's kind of food related.
I guess everyone knows what the answer would be anyway. If you asked, have you eaten yet? They'd be like, yeah, we've eaten.
Yeah, just to be polite.
We've eaten about 3 times, actually. We went to the mall on the way here. And there. So what do you think Kamala's first meal would have been?
Wow, like when she landed.
Yeah.
Not airline food. I know, because she rode her own plane, right? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Air Force 2.
Oh, wow. Where did she stay? Did she stay at the Metropole or something?
No idea.
Ah.
Yeah.
I don't know. What
Maybe
time
at the
did
Prime
she
Minister's
arrive?
house or something?
Ooh, fancy. Well, I did see some photos. Did she arrive at night? Well, it would depend, right? She would probably have a cafe soda.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I don't know if she was jet lagged. Maybe she had a meeting right away and she had to be awake. That would be something that I would serve her right away. Yeah.
So you'd give her a cafe soda?
Yeah. Would you like a cafe soda, ma'am?
What about you, Andy? What would you give her if she turned up at your door? She was staying at your place.
Yeah, I'll give her something,
Keep it clean. Something sweet. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No. I'll give her, a bit of egg coffee.
Nice.
Very Hanoi. Yeah, egg coffee.
I like that.
All
Good
right,
one.
cool.
Very good. Well, back in 2016, Barack Obama visited Vietnam during his term as president. You remember that, Mel?
Oh, yeah, with the famous Anthony Bourdain. Sure.
Yeah, that's right. He sat down with Anthony Bourdain to eat bun cha. And that place now is called Bun Cha Obama. And it's now a tourist destination in itself.
I went there, I think.
Have it?
Well, I didn't go in.
I went there. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, I've never been.
When I was in Hanoi the last time, the taxi drove past.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the owners...
I went in,
Andy.
They put everything in like a glass.
I know. I've seen that, yeah.
Oh, yeah, like a museum. That's right.
So
Like a museum.
So the tables in there, are the chairs in there as well, in this glass box, plastic box?
No, the table is there though. They put all the plates and all that kind of stuff on the table.
That's amazing.
And then they encase it.
Yeah. I didn't get to go in. I just saw the sign from the outside. That's crazy.
And is that all for firsterity?
No.
I guess so. Hey, if we no? You don't think so?
No, he said pho. They ate bun cha.
All right.
Right.
Sorry, dad joke. That was a dad joke. And how was the pho? Sorry, it wasn't pho. It was bun.
Yeah.
How was the bun cha? Okay.
Bun cha, wish your girlfriend was hot like me.
Did you eat, Andy?
Yes, I did. It's not that bad, but it's not really the best. And you talk to locals and they're like, yeah, it's not really the best. Best is, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, okay.
Okay.
It's for Instagram, I guess.
And let's not forget that Bill Clinton, he visited Pho 2000 here in Ho Chi Minh City back around the year 2000.
Wow.
Allegedly afterwards, a staff member was found to have something hot and sticky on a dress. To which Bill apparently said on the way out, I did not have Cholly Mex with those dishes.
Wank, wank, wank.
Anyway, moving on. And Malcolm Turnbull, the ex-Aussie Prime Minister, he had banh mi for the first time with celeb chef Luke Nguyen in Da Nang in 2017.
Yeah, that's right.
No plastic monuments there to mark that occasion. I know because by chance I ate at that very vendor a couple of years later.
You have a photo with that lady.
Yeah, I have a photo with her. I reckon she might have been a bit disappointed though when she found out I was a nobody.
Yeah, but you did have the accent.
Yeah.
So I think she was
and
happy with that.
Yeah, she might have been all right. She was fun. She was really nice, and her banh mi was really good. The food was good there. Now, can you see something like this happening again with Kamala Harris's visit?
Look, the thing is, those kinds of like austerity food things is really good if there's a cameraman, the newspapers there, media, and then tourists will eventually, like follow suit. But because of COVID, probably not. But, she does deserve a red carpet welcome, and she does deserve some kind of food, how do you say, a food trip.
Experience.
A food experience.
Yep.
I would suggest maybe the curry ga.
Oh, curry ga.
Curry ga. Yeah.
Okay, so that's chicken.
Yeah, chicken curry.
Chicken
well,
curry.
because she has Indian roots.
Right.
And I know Vietnamese are going to say, no, that's the Vietnamese curry. But essentially the curry is an Indian spice.
Right.
So I think that would match her heritage.
Okay.
And, there's a lot of Hindu temples here in Vietnam.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, there's two right in the center of town.
Yes, and I actually went to one of them on a very special occasion. This is the Hindu temple on Ton Tan Thiep. I think it's called the Sri Dandayudapani Temple. And that's like one of the most important shrines here in Vietnam for, reflecting Hindu, Indian heritage and such.
Yeah, it's quite famous in the region too, right?
Yep. So yeah, Kariga.
Okay, that's a good one. We tend to forget that it's likely. I haven't fully looked into the history of Vietnamese food, but obviously when it comes to a curry, there's that Hindu influence, the Indian influence in Vietnamese culture that has, it's left that behind. There's also a lot of other street food around the city that you look at and you go, okay,
this is from that region. This is East Asian region.
This could be Indian.
Yeah, or East Asian like Sri Lanka.
South.
Yeah, South Asian. Yeah. That's right. Sorry. Yep.
Okay, so that's the politicians out of the way. What about other celebs who have visited Vietnam? Do you recall any, or have you had any experiences with them?
I think the only celeb that I can recall that has come to Vietnam is Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, right?
Oh, yeah.
Years back.
Okay, tell us the story. What happened?
I don't know.
Oh, you went there.
They just came.
Yeah.
I went there. Yeah, no, I just read about it. And I think they adopted some kids. No, I'm just kidding.
They did actually.
They adopted, like a football team. Did they? No, they went to Cambodia.
No, they also adopted a Vietnamese child, Pax Tien.
Oh, wow. They did a Madonna.
Yeah.
Crazy.
They have a few. But speaking of Brangelina, I actually was here when they visited. And I was stalking them with a bunch of my friends, And we found out they were staying at the Hyatt. And
there wasn't much to do in Saigon.
And we were harassing the concierge at the Hyatt, and we actually ordered, like food at the bar just to see if they came out. But of course, there's a back entrance that the celebrities use, and tinted cars, so we never got to see them. And then I was so obsessed with stalking them that I told my then boss that I wouldn't be able to go to a client dinner this particular Friday or Saturday. I can't remember. And guess what? The client dinner was at the Temple Bar.
Wow.
And that's where they had dinner on the same night. And I'm like, I'm so bugging. It's like, what?
So did you go in there? Did you meet them?
No, because I didn't go to the client dinner because I wanted to stalk them. And it turned out they were having a dinner at the same place this client dinner was supposed to be at.
But you didn't get to meet them any other way?
I didn't even see them at all.
Oh, no.
No.
That Temple Club was a nice little place.
I hope it's still there.
I think it closed.
Even before?
Year. I think last year it closed down. Yeah, really nice place.
Well, there's a bunch of other people that came here. Ariana Grande.
Was it Angela Grande?
Ariana.
What's her name?
Ariana
Grande.
Yeah.
So tell me this. So just for my context, so what happened? Like she just got really sensitive over something, and then just was like, "Nah, not gonna do this concert no more."
I think it was basically that.
No, but actually, Matt, you went to her press conference, right? Was she there?
No, I got invited to the press conference.
Okay.
Held by the
Organizers.
Yeah. And usually when you go to a press conference in Vietnam, you get a little gift on the way out. Sometimes it might be money. Mm-hmm. You might get like 500,000.
Mm-hmm. Which
of
is
course,
the cap.
Being a good journo, I give it back. Impartial.
But you got a ticket.
In this case, I got one ticket to it, and I'm like, oh, what am I going to do with this? So in the end, I bought another one, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
I bought another one, and I donated them to a local charity, a local girls' orphanage, and then she cancelled.
She cancelled. The excuse was that she had she was sick, like there was something wrong with her voice or something like that. But then I think what really happened, and this is just like my opinion because I saw, the footage of people waiting outside the theater, and there were obviously like stories coming out from the people who were already inside the Coliseum.
Yeah, they were already in there. Yeah. Yep.
And they didn't fill it up. So, I think I'm just guessing. Maybe she canceled because, there's maybe a clause in the contract that you had to sell certain amount of tickets.
Yep.
Or,
Possibly.
It didn't really get sold out. So,
Okay, to wrap up this episode, guys, a bit of news on the foodie front coming out of Melbourne this week, brought to my attention by my brother Jeff, who lives in Melbourne, and another supporter of our work, Adam from Canberra. They both sent this in around the same time midweek. Easy's Burger joint in Melbourne this week received the gong for Best Burger in Victoria with their Mott's Madness Burger, which has a dim sim, look it up if you don't know, and a potato cake, look it up too, in it, as the stars of the show. It also includes a double serving of onions, sliced cheese and veggies, along with a burger patty. And the photo of it looks out of this world. I could smash one right now.
So it's like, a combination of Australian food and a dim sum? Is it like a Chinese thing?
Well, it's Chinese originally, inspired.
And a potato cake.
I think the Aussies can claim the dimmy.
Is yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's the pineapple?
Ooh.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, no pineapple in it.
No beetroot.
Yeah, no beetroot. Yeah.
So
maybe lose points on that one. The unusual ingredients of a dim sum and a potato cake got me thinking, what unusual ingredient here in Vietnam would enhance the flavour of a burger? So we've had pho burger. I can't say that without losing it. We've had pho burgers. I've also had a pho pizza, even though it's not a burger. By the way,
cocktail.
A pho cocktail.
Yeah.
And pho pizza, it was sensational.
From Domino's, they also had one.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't have the Domino's one. Okay, so Andy, you first. What would be one ingredient from Vietnam that you would throw into a burger to make it good?
What about the prawn paste?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Just smear that on. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good.
and then some Nước Mắm.
Oh, jeez, it'd pong, wouldn't it? That'd be, oof.
Well, Vietnam, they have their own, let's say, chilies. So it's always good to have
So you'd have a spicy one?
A spicy burger.
Okay.
Yeah. And maybe instead of lettuce, it could be like the morning glory.
Ugh.
I don't
think
spinach.
I could do it.
No?
I'm not into morning glory much.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
Or maybe made into a little patty, veggie
Yeah, veggie burger.
Oh, yeah. So
Yeah,
also
and
vegan.
chai.
Might work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Vietnamese food has some really cool vegetarian options. So veggie burger.
Well, in the spirit of Vietnam, I'm going to kind of copy Easy's. I'd throw in some siu mai, which are kind of like dimmies.
That's Chinese, though. Yeah.
True.
Yeah, but they sort of have their own version, right?
Hakao?
It looks the same.
No.
And I'd fry up a few of those.
How about a jayo instead of a shumai? Jayo.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Like a spring roll, deep fried spring roll. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
But that's sort of Chinese as well in a way, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then
Everything came from China.
then I'd add some eggy bot chin.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, that's the one.
So it's this
that together with some
bot chin is these small rubbery pieces of rice cake.
Yeah, that's really good.
And they're cubed. Then they're fried up in a wok.
I think they fry it up in a flat grill wok thing.
Yeah. And cooked with egg. So they'll fry an egg in it, throw in some onion, salt and pepper, and a little bit of pork crackling as well.
That's really cool.
I reckon that could work.
Why did I go for the boring vegetarian
Yeah,
version?
Mel.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, that's all we've got for you today. I hope you've enjoyed this episode as much as we have. I want to thank my co-hosts. Firstly, Melanie Cassul. Thanks, Mel.
No problem. You're welcome.
You can find Mel on social media searching Hot Soldier Delivery Boys.
On TikTok.
And at Melanie Cassul on Instagram, and perhaps even at Mabuhay Mel.
Nah, I don't think so.
Okay, all right. And you can also see what she's been up to on all the Bureau Asia channels. And big ups to Andy, locked up in District 1. If you want to help him out, send him a combo meal of some kind.
Especially if you're Miss Universe.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, would you like a cute army boy to drop it off for you, Andy?
Why not? Why not? I don't want.
Anyway, you can
Spice it up a bit.
You can do that by calling Andy's by DMing him at Andrew Chan Digital on Instagram. And finally, thank you for listening. If you've enjoyed the episode and you think others will too, give us a share through your networks. Every little bit helps. And be sure to visit our website, thebureauasia.com. And remember that we also have a Discord community that we're trying to build, which we're hoping will reduce our reliance on Facebook. You can find the link to that on Facebook, ironically. Where at, Andy?
At the Bureau Asia.